Hello everyone, this is Revathi M, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. In this series, we discussed about the theoretical fundamentals of artificial intelligence. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the predicate logic. First, we see the introduction of predicate logic. So you might recall that in propositional logic, we could only talk about a whole statement being either true or false. For example, it is raining or the light is on. That's useful, but it is limited. So in predicative logic, it goes a step further. It allows us to reason about object and the relationship between them. Instead of just saying John is hungry as a single true or false statement, predicate logic lets us break it down into the object. The John here is the object and the predicate is hungry. So and then we can express this relationship as this hungry John. Inside of bracket we will put the John. This gives us much more flexibility. We can represent rules like all humans are mortal. Some students like mathematics. If S is a parent of Y, then Y is a child of X. Because of this expansive power, predicate logic is widely used in many fields. So artificial intelligence for knowledge representation and reasoning, mathematics and computer science for formal proof and program verifications. Now let's look at the key component of predicate logic. Predicates. These are like function that returns true or false. Example is saying hungry inside the bracket John. This tells us whether the statement John is hungry is true or false. So here predicate describe properties of the objects or relationship between objects. For example, John loves Mary. Here in this example, loves is the object predicate and John and Mary is the object. Next one is the variables. There are placeholders for object in our domain. For example, is hungry of X. Here X could be John, Mary or anyone. They allow us to write general rules instead of only specific cases. Next one is a constant. Constant represent the specific entities in the domain. These are fixed. So John is a specific entity. Next one is a quantifier. Quantifier is divided into two types. One is a universal quantifier. Another one is a existable quantifier. So here we are using the symbol for all and exist for some symbol we are using here. Next one is a connectives. So connectives we are using already we seen in the propositional logic. We are using the not and or implies and if and only if. So these are all the key components of predicate logic. Next, we see the advantages over propositional logic. We already seen about the propositional logic. What are the advantages over here in predicate logics? So in propositional logic, we could write statement like all men are mortal. Let's call this statement P. Aristotle is a man. Call this statement is Q. So Aristotle is mortal. Call this statement is R. So but notice in propositional logic there are just three separate symbols P, Q, R. We don't see any actual logic connection between them. So propositional logic cannot explain why R follows from P and Q. Now predicate logic fixes this. Let's break it down. All men are mortal. Written as universal all of man of X, mortal of X, meaning for every X, if X is a man, then X is mortal. So these are all the example for the predicate logic. Next we see the where predicate logic is actually applied in the real world artificial intelligence. So one of the earliest and most powerful tool in AI helps knowledge representation and inference. So here the example, Father John. Father of John Mary. So John is the father of Mary. Here the knowledge representation. So another example is John, father of John Mary and father of Mary Sam. So we can infer the John is the grandfather of Sam. Next we see the mathematics and computer science. So in computer science, many expert system or reasoning engines are based on these principles. So in computer science, it is used for program verification, ensuring that program behave as mentioned. In mathematics, we are using the proof methods. For instance, proving theorem often start and logical statement like all of x and sum of x. Next one is linguistic and philosophy. So in linguistics, we are using predicate logic help us to analyze how language expresses meaning. For example, everyone loves someone can be formally written as analyzed with quantifiers. So in philosophy, it provides tools to study arguments, reasoning, and the structure of knowledge. So in short, predicate logic is just a theory. It's a practical framework used across science, AI, and humanities to model reasoning, verify correctness, and represent knowledge. Next, we see the example expression. So here is human of Socrates. Socrates is human. Father of John Mary. John is the father of Mary. So all of X is human of X is mortal of X. Here the statement is all humans are mortal. These are the example expression for predicate logic. So we come to the end of this section. I'm going to summarize this presentation. So predicate logic enables reasoning about the objects and relationship, introduce predicates, variables, constants, and quantifiers. So a foundation of AI, mathematics, and formal sciences. I hope you enjoy this section. Thank you.